This Megaman anime is the secret Digimon season I never knew was out there. Megaman NT Warrior, an animated adaptation of the Megaman Battle Network games for the GBA, not only feels like it could have worked as a Digimon story, but it arrived right when Digimon was taking a break between Frontier and Savers. This claim I'm making that Megaman NT Warrior feels like a Digimon series is not just me having Digi brain rot and seeing Agumon wherever I go. Major creatives on the series have publicly stated that Digimon was a key influence. Here's Masahiro Yasuma, the former series director of the Megaman Battle Network games, listing the series' biggest influences. He specifically calls out Digimon Adventure Our War Game, the Digimon movie, saying, quote, "The whole team watched it together at the company. Anyone with a working set of eyes could flag the similarities between NT Warrior and Mamoru Hosoda's internet world, but it's nice to get the confirmation." Now, to my great shame, I only watched 1 or 2 episodes of Megaman NT Warrior when it aired 20 years ago, but I wouldn't say I was a fan, not because I didn't like it, it's just that in Canada it aired on Teletoon in a time slot that must not have worked for me. But in the 5 years that I've been talking Digimon, Metabots, Beyblade, Shaman King on YouTube, people keep bringing up Megaman, insisting it's something that a Digimon fan would love. So I'm finally doing what kid me would have wanted. I'm watching Megaman NT Warrior and sharing my impressions on the first half of Series 1. The World Scenario. For the uninitiated, Megaman NT Warrior is the anime adaptation of the Megaman Battle Network games, which themselves were a spin-off of the main Megaman video games. This guy, Megaman.exe, is different from Megaman, who's different from Megaman X. The series is grounded in a world that very much resembles ours, slightly ahead of the 2000s when it was made, where everything is a smart device and the entire city is connected through the internet. I'm now realizing that just sounds like a description of the year 2025, but what separates NT Warrior from us is the prevalence of PET handhelds, very reminiscent of Digivices, and net navis, digital companions reminiscent of digital monsters. Lan Hikari, the series protagonist, is gifted a special net navi from his mysterious, absent father. Lan is a pretty great lead with an excellent design, reminiscent of the male character option from Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. He operates Megaman.exe and with the use of battle chip augments can supply Megaman with any number of power-ups and weapons. The battle chip mechanic is super similar to Card Slash from Digimon Tamers. Evolution is not a real factor the way it is for Pokemon and Digimon, but the battle chips provide that fix of seeing digital monsters take on slightly new forms each week. If Lan had a pair of goggles, this would straight up be Digimon. Change the A to an O and you've got Megamon, Torchmon, Gutsmon, Sharkmon. This is not a complaint, mind you. Why would I be upset to discover more of the hyper-specific thing I grew up loving in the 2000s? I'm only sad for kid me that I never realized I had a digital monster battling franchise option available to me during the Digimon dry spell between Frontier and Data Squad. Because of Lan and Megaman's similar height and body type, going into this, I kind of thought they were the same guy, like Lan would go online and his avatar alter ego was Megaman, sort of a Frontier thing where the humans are the Digimon. But of course, for anyone who's seen the show or played the game, that is obviously not the case. Being inspired by things like Digimon and Shaman King, the creative team seemed to understand there was a special spark with the whole human and partner thing. It's a great call making Lan and Megaman 2 separate individuals, and makes total sense with this show arriving at a time when multimedia juggernauts like Pokemon and Metabots were all the rage. From episode 1, where a virus inside a smart oven causes a house fire, the series immediately does the real-world consequences to what happens online thing, which I adore. Not only is it a great theme, but it finds a way to make it so that the human kids are not invincible. There are stakes to what happens online so that the kids will get involved. They can get hurt. In the early episodes, there's the fire, a runaway train, the cat equivalent of a Poochie toy that attacks Dex. In episode 2, we learn of World 3, a dark web organization seeking to disrupt and take over the cyber matrix. They plant the viruses in the network and are therefore responsible for most of the Monster of the Week encounters we see in these early episodes. By episode 3, the team grows to include not just Lan, Meru, Dex, and their net navis, but also Yai. She's the daughter of the president of a video game company, very Mimi Tachikawa, sort of a bratty rich girl with a hidden sweetness. I mentioned how much I love Lan's design, and I think Meru rocks also, but I kind of wish Yai and Dex weren't so weird looking. Dex is the strangest anime kid I've seen since Andrew in Beyblade Series 1, and Yai has this Vegeta-sized forehead. I guess it's only strange to me because other characters out there have such great designs. Woodman's partner Sal and Skullman's operator Miyu have fantastic designs designs. So does Ribita, the announcer character, who among the side characters probably has my favorite design. At this phase, we've stopped evil lawnmowers, runaway trains, while Megaman EXE and the others battle online. Here, I'm curious if the kids will ever enter the internet fully, like Ty and Matt going into the computer during our war game, or in the world of NT Warrior, is that divide some sacred rule of the series lore bible? I don't know what I'd prefer, but I'm curious to find out. In episode 9, we meet a rival type, the series Ken Ichijoji with Eugene Choud and his Proto-Man. With their arrival, we then immediately transition out of the Monster of the Week formula into a tournament arc with the N1 Grand Prix. In retrospect, it's kind of wild that Digimon, a series about battling monsters, never had a tournament arc like this, especially when Rika and Rio and Tamers participated in card game tournaments in their own time off-screen. The N1 Grand Prix sees heightened stakes as we discover World 3 have infiltrated the tournament, and a mysterious team of anti-World 3 competitors have entered as well. Lan, Megaman, and their friends who have entered for the glory are oblivious to any of what's going on, at least at the time of entering. While it's not the best tournament arc I've ever seen, the Grand Prix leads to a ton of great concepts for a digital monster story. Here are some of my favorites, semi-rapid fire. In 13, Hinoken and World 3 use solar power to supercharge Torchman. Cool. In 16, we see the introduction of solo net navies, programs that don't need human operators. This feels like a big revelation at the moment for this world they've established, though to my surprise, it doesn't drastically alter anything after these two are defeated. Maybe in the second half of the series, we'll really wrestle with the solo net navies implications. Rewinding to 15, we learn of the program advance technique, a legendary, specialized move that only the most technical battlers can pull off. It's like the digital equivalent of mastering a martial arts move. It reminds me of something like the Kaioken technique or the fusion dance in DBZ. 3 battle chips must be applied in perfect sequence. It becomes this story vessel to showcase the need for Lan and Megaman's bond to strengthen. 18 gives us the Megaman equivalent of a dark digivolution when Roll accepts a corrupted battle chip from a World 3 member posing as an ally. Meidu's net navi goes full dominatrix following a transformation in her appearance and personality. I think corrupted augments is such a clever way to do the dark digivolution concept that fits perfectly within the world they've established here in NT Warrior. This was a major highlight of the tournament arc. In the Grand Prix finals, despite successfully executing the program advance, Megaman is still defeated by Proto-Man, but it's a clean and respectful battle until Megaman is assassinated, taking a surprise bullet for Proto-Man from Pharaohmon, an out-of-nowhere program calling itself the One Supreme Net Navi and the ultimate ruler of the net. Megaman is deleted before our eyes, the team is forced to evacuate the real-world stadium, and Lan is left in this state of shock. This is a fairly surprising mid-season twist and a dark way to end the tournament. It's also where I hit pause for the purpose of this video. If you watched my Beyblade reviews, you'll recall I tend to cover 8 to 10 episodes per video, but I knocked out 22 episodes here because I simply did not want to stop watching NT Warrior. I wanted to see what other clever spins they would have on the digital monster battling tamer stories I grew up loving, and my curiosity was rewarded each time with every episode doing something new and clever that distinguished it from the previous episode and from other competing franchises of the early 2000s. To wrap up here, Megaman NT Warrior has been a total surprise and an absolute delight. Again, it kind of popped off just as Digimon was slowing down, with Frontier marking the end of the original run of Digimon animation. For those who loved the concept of navigating a cyber world with digital companions battling on your behalf, the NT Warrior anime and the Battle Network games absolutely carried the torch while Digimon took a break for a while. Again, there was no official agreement or partnership, but these two series are such great fits. They're like two bands with similar influences, maybe one of them is even influenced by the other, both putting out incredible music that speaks directly to your tastes. I love animation that contains bold and sometimes incorrect predictions of the future, whether that was the Jetsons in the 60s or NT Warrior here. Despite getting a lot of it right with the prevalence of smart devices, NT Warrior has a huge emphasis on wired tech, on plugging in, that made perfect sense in the early 2000s but isn't quite right here in 2025. Apart from charging our phones, most people aren't really jacking into anything. Again, not a complaint, I'm charmed by this vision of the future. What the series managed to get right and where they deviate from reality is all interesting to me. I will be continuing my Megaman NT Warrior rewatch, but if you want to make sure I create a second video covering my thoughts, then be sure to comment and let me know that's something you want. Subscribe if you haven't already. I haven't been very good about doing the YouTube like and subscribe thing this year, but we're approaching 60,000 subscribers, and it would be incredibly cool to one day hit 100,000 subscribers. And one more thing, part of what inspired me to watch Megaman NT Warrior is that people who read my debut novel Dot Monster Revolution said that it reminded them of Digimon and Megaman NT Warrior. I found this funny seeing as I hadn't really watched Mega Man, but now that I have, I can definitely see how fans of NT Warrior / Battle Network would enjoy the world in my book. So this is my way of plugging my anime-inspired novel, which is available now as a paperback and digitally on Kindle and Kobo. It's got overwhelmingly positive reviews. I'm super proud of it, and if you ever wanted to support the channel, picking up my book is a great way to do that. You can even listen to me narrate the first chapter on my second channel, which I'll link to along with links to pick up the book in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. Sorry it took me so long to get on the NT Warrior hype train, but we're here now. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.